about how DileCom lied for the remake.
Oh gosh.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Anyway, so we had a bit of audio issues on the stream. Hopefully those are resolved now. And then at the same time, DileCom had the issue, so they swapped that out quick. But it looks like we are live with a crit out from Rose and from, I'm not calling Red Jit.
Oh, Red Jit, yeah. I don't know their actual, what, so who would that be?
That's Jericho.
Jericho, okay. He's the one playing the Earth Spirit, so we're talking about that, and forward to seeing how he does on the Earth Spirit here. DileCom.
Yeah, definitely. This should be a very, very good game. I think both drafts are more focused towards the early game and very, very aggressive. So the biggest thing for DileCom is going to be item timing. Like, NP can fight without them because you have slight chains, you have less disruption, you have some things that let you get into a fight, you get items up. Very hard to take a fight if you're DileCom without the Gun Sand King or the...
30 seconds to battle.
Wanted to get that ASAP. Speaking of that, so the blink on Puck, I mean, Puck's kind of an interesting hero. You know, something like a Veil of Discord early on, or even, I guess, or Yule Scepter or something like that. But do you think a Blink Dagger this game makes sense? You just want to see him get it?
I mean, I think they have to go Veil. It kind of depends a little bit on the SK. If he has this miserably insufferable lane, then maybe Puck will look. SK's not going to visit at any reasonable time, but Veil is so enabling. Everyone you have does so much magic damage, you almost need it.
Yeah, so another thing to kind of talk about this matchup too real quickly is, obviously we mentioned DileCom playing at the WESG, so they have some 7.0 experience, some actual tournament experiences. We got a classic pause here once again, but we're NP again. This was actually their first tournament that they were going to be participating in, and obviously they played yesterday, but there's only 2 games against DC. But I'd say they haven't been practicing in general, but you also got to wonder how that's going to work for some teams right here. As far as their lack of experience so far, and apparently we get some more PCs coming out. Thank you. This is too much. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the admin just dropping the hammer.
2 minutes or else.
Which, I mean,
what that means.
I can understand. There's supposed to be 2 more best of 3 today, or best of 2 today.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 more. There's still a few more of those, and then you're going to roll into the SEA qualifiers.
I'm not.
Well, we are
actually,
not.
no. Actually, no. Those actually finished up. So those finished up literally this morning or late last night, going into this morning. It was TNC Pro Team actually did end up advancing on as they beat Faceless. Now
that team is on a tear.
Yeah, well, it came down to the final day. Faceless actually had 3 2-game series today. They lost to Execration, though, in one of their games, and that actually did it in. So TNC was able to advance on. I see. They're the Southeast Asian team.
Yeah, it's a lot of games to play that many in a day. It gets extremely tiring.
Well, they tried, and they came up short, unfortunately. So, but yeah, TNC obviously very worthy of it. Of course, they were the WESG champions, as we're talking about, and a lot of talk about that tournament because it's fun to see these LAN events, especially, and they had a unique format. But at the same time, it's hard to really take too much from a tournament like that. It wasn't necessarily all like the top tier teams like some of these other ones.
Well, you essentially gated out most of best team.
Yeah.
Either way, coming in here, Eternal Envy with the Parman Shield, be able to do pretty well against Leo Style for the first.
This is the Ember Spirit in the middle lane, so yeah, I got that last hit and denies tab out. So Puck versus Ember Spirit. He does have support from an Earth Spirit actually nearby, and we'll see if that could cause some issue for Eternal Envy right here. But straight up, I mean, do you think it goes either way, or is it really just
I think it's slightly Puck leaning, because at pretty much all stages of the lane you can strip off the flame guards. You should never die with Puck, and just the fact that you're ranged and can poke at him a little bit with right click should give you a slight edge to it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a commanding win by any means.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We got Leshrac up here in the off lane. Okay, wow. So I'm sorry, I was so distracted by everything that's going on, setup and everything, but so we have a Leshrac off lane, and it is going to be a jungle axe right here.
Yeah, what it really came down to, they thought the Shadow Demon could pretty much solo zone the King, and so they just sent Axe to jungle, and they're just basically telling Theban or Rose, trap die. Just get half a level, get something out of the off lane, because there.
Just don't die, damn it. Yeah, that's tough, though. I mean, he's going up against a tri lane, essentially. You have Earth Spirit and Rubik. Very high potential for getting caught here. It's not like Leshrac has a safe escape by any means. So that's a very difficult task for Rose, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the fact that a Windlace Leshrac outspeeds pretty much every hero in the game. So he's just looking to bounty rune from them or grab a wave if they accidentally mess up and push it. He's not looking to get it done in this game, at least for the beginning. Envy getting gone on hard, though.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. Illusory Orb in 4 seconds. He's going to be fine unless this Illusory Orb somehow hits, but yeah, it's not going to. Helps himself. He good, but great harassment from Puck, though. You just see Shadow Demon SVG making his way over and maybe going to assist here against Leo Style. Spirit's finding himself in a little bit of trouble. Meanwhile, at the top secret shop over here, we have double damage Earth Spirit kind of poking around. Gonna find much though. So Rose is halfway to level 2. He's almost there.
Yeah, and he's gonna leech part of this off of MSS here. He did double stack this up for him. So nice little boon of early game experience. The Sentry ward placed by DileCom here though was actually pinged out by Rose immediately. I'm surprised it never did get dewarded.
Oh, good point. Yeah, and that's pretty obvious, of course, being the block and everything, but not taking care of it, at least for the time being. Top lane, though, Rose going in. He does have backup. Axe, as well as Shadow Demon nearby. Z-Talk, he's going to get caught by his flares. Not the easiest stun to land without any setup, but he lands it right there. Disruption comes down. We're going to see Berserker's Call, and that should be the first blood, baby. There we go. SPG actually take for it on the Rubik.
Yeah.
So good rotation, safe to say.
Great wait there from SVG to not disrupt right away. Rubik Lift is a really fast cast point, and if Axe doesn't hit that call right away, he could have just gotten lifted out. SVG held the disruption up until that lift basically got cast, and very easy first blood.
Howie 2000, meanwhile, taking some pressure. Sand King realizing, okay, the supports are top. Let's go ahead and harass this Ursa a bit, knowing that they're not down here, of course. And actually, Rubik even comes down here. So how about this decision by DileCom? They want to go aggressive all of a sudden. Makes sense to you?
I mean, it's something a lot of teams have started doing. If anybody watched any League of Legends or anything, it's a lane swap. It's a very common way to put pressure on the off lane.
How dare you speak that word here?
I know, right? Terrible.
But
But
by
no,
the way, they caught Puck at the shrine.
Essentially what it boils down to is the fact that they can't use TPs to go top. So then they don't have TPs to go bottom. So if you snap rotate a bunch of heroes bottom right away, you can get a bunch of free pressure either on the tower or on the safe lane carry.
Ursa, gonna slam the ground, showing that he's pissed off, but obviously Sand King will be able to burrow strike through and survive any chance of dying right there. SPG, meanwhile, gonna snipe the illusion room.
SVG's putting in work.
Yeah, he is doing some good work right here, and engine to box out the Earth Spirit. Disruptor, like I said, Disruptor's kind of an interesting hero because he felt like he was dying off there, and you know, this quote-unquote illusion meta maybe starting to fade out somewhat, but in this case, they don't have a Luna, a Terrorblade, yet he's still picked up and still able to do work. And Sand King, Disruption, yeah, I mean, doesn't even need it actually. Rose to Diabolic Edict easily finishes the job right there.
Yeah, it seems like every time SD starts to fade, people start picking him again and maxing a different skill. When he was first super big, max Shadow Poison, stacks with him, got a bunch of gold, and did well with that. Then the illusion meta came where you went like 440 and just these huge illusions. Now everyone's like, hey, Soul Catcher is a really good skill. Let's max that first.
Yeah.
So, just a really strong hero with his overall kit. You're rooted under tower.
Yeah, Puck is going to take some good damage right there. And the tower, he doesn't have his phase shift yet, so he's not able to any of that tower damage, and actually could be in some more trouble. SVG putting down the ward. He's going for the kill, but at what cost right here? The Illusory Orb goes through. Not enough damage, though. He's put under by the Destruction, but he did actually port with the Illusory Orb, excuse me, and manages to escape. I thought he was going to get caught right there for sure.
I think he was looking for the kill on Envy. He hoped Envy was just going to back up, assuming you wouldn't port to that orb, and then just sneak the last hit in real quick.
Smart attempt. We're not done just yet. Barrel roll in. Rose now in the one in trouble. You do see Shadow Demon doing what he can, but that ain't much at that point. So Leshrac will fall. Maybe get a turn kill onto Red J, but gonna happen either. That'll be the end of that. So the first kill though for DileCom. Gotta be pretty good on the board at least.
Yeah, you definitely need some. The Jug, though, has actually been farming pretty well with that early game pressure he had on him. Top of the CS, still looking to go for that really early Helmet Dom. Try to pressure the lane out a little bit.
Okay, Z-Rock, Helm of the Dominator. This has been such a... This was one of the hotter topic items. Oh, bottom lane, how about that? Okay, well, Sand King goes down to her side. I don't know if you caught that, but...
Yeah, I saw the very end of it. I mean, Orb of Venom and Phase Boots is all it really is.
Okay. Not much more you can do against that. Oh, well, I'll get to that point in a second because we have more action right. See, Talk trying to make his escape. A couple TPs coming in. They need to be careful not to dive too much right here. The Berserker's Call gonna whip right there. Shadow Demon, he put his own teammate under. I don't know if that was a misclick or what, but now Shadow Demon's in trouble. And SPG will fall. You see Rose, meanwhile, keeping his distance. Gonna run him now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Shadow Demon meant to disrupt Rubik right there. And he accidentally hit Leshrac.
Not really the best disruption we've seen yet. Here, he'll bring it back. Envy though diving in.
Oh yeah, Leo's down split earth. It's so hard to land without a setup again, but he lands it again, and the Dream Coil comes out. Not gonna matter. Enough damage for the kill, so a big one at that. Yet again, it's a second death now in Puck. Right
this is exactly what NP wants. They're rotating around really aggressively with Shadow Demon and the Leshrac, getting Leshrac through his game pretty smoothly. He's level 4 already at 7 minutes, and looking to go in early drums. He's definitely going to be a huge impact.
Yeah. The Helm of the Dominator, going to be picked up by Juggernaut. Pretty much routine. You know, there's even Luna where with the change, people are like, oh, we're probably not going to see it on her anymore. No, it's still basically the core go-to item on her. I feel like a lot of cores even now are picking it up overall, where there was the talk of like, okay, we're going to see it on supports now because of how the item works. But is it surprising to you that we actually just see it on cores now instead of maybe others?
I mean, what it kind of comes down to is we're seeing on whoever can get it first. Like, we're seeing a lot of Ursa's, Luna's, Juggernauts, pretty much anyone, because that flat 1400 HP it gives is so insane for pushing in the early game. It's so hard to bring down, and when you couple that with abilities like the Satyr Purge is probably the most notable broken one that people have been picking up.
Yeah.
It's just so scary when you get ran at by a 1400 HP creep with Purge.
Pretty damn ridiculous. So bottom lane, done through onto Ursa, using that, gonna barrel roll in actually, trying to connect, and they do catch Shadow Demon, and that will secure a kill. He's like, all right, fight me, bros. He will get caught and eventually gets picked up. Aoi 2000 though, he's still being chased on. Dream Coil did catch him initially, but Leo style, he wants Leshrac. I don't know, he realized he caught Ursa as well. This hero's gonna whip right there, and Leshrac will be able to TP away. But now that stun combo on Ursa, he pops his ultimate though with the enrage. He is pissed off, but the kite is real. And Aoi 2000 trying to make some kind of an escape. Ain't gonna happen though. No TP's coming in. Leo style, he's be a little bit careful to the tower, but he will survive, and the dive is successful for Team DileCom there.
Yeah, I mean, they traded a tower for 2 heroes off there. Good choice to commit some extra abilities and extra heroes, or they wouldn't have gotten that Ursa. The Enrage was perfect timed. He's Burrow Strike damage coming in, the initial orb from Buck. It's not quite enough. He doesn't have the items he needs yet. He's very close to his...
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Axe,
attack.
Vanguard first. That makes sense to you, that over the rush the Blink Dagger or anything?
I think if you didn't have an Ember Spirit, you'd almost have to rush the Blink Dagger, but in this kind of a game, the Ember's going to give you all the setup you need. So he can go Vanguard, run his way into a few more aggressive fights, various positions, and come out.
Yeah. Top lane, we may see some action. Earth Spirit, he's setting up. TP coming in. Omni Slash is good to go. He's going to be put under, but now Shadow Demon realizing that this is a mistake. The silence coming from Earth Spirit, but the Berserker's Call keeping Juggernaut in place despite the spin. Shadow Demon kiting. Soul Catcher is applied. He's trying to put some poison out too. Maybe get this kill onto Fan. Ain't going to be enough though. Omni Slash finally used, and down he goes. MSS has his Culling Blade, but cannot get close enough. And now Rubik's running in. Axel is the one in a lot of trouble. Fateful going to be used. Earth Spirit. Okay, well, never mind. Axe is just fine. I guess Vanguard makes him just too damn tanky.
Yeah, that's exactly what he gets to do with Vanguard. He was able to call the Juggernaut spin without any real concern for life. And this is what happens when you have a Lesh level 5 this early. If this tower gets any time for Lesh to sit on it, it's going to fall over. It's about an edict and a half.
An edict and a half. That sounds fun. Yeah, he's level 3 right here. That Diabolic Edict. Very, very good for that tower. Push, just mentioned. He's going to get the bounty rune, though. They are pinging now at that top tower, so perhaps that is going to be a decision to be had here.
Juggernaut's Dom is up now, though. So, a little hard to fight into. This item is just so insane.
It is.
8 health regen, bonus attack speed to your whole team, some good all stats, not to mention the creep. I mean,
yeah.
You take the creep out of that and cut it off a couple hundred gold, I still think we'd see it being up occasionally. But
oh, I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
It's just so insanely good right now.
Let me ask you this now. Well, this isn't really loud, but I saw a lineup the other day where there was 2. It was like a Razor as well as a Juggernaut. Both of them got Helm of the Dominator. Do you think 2 Helm of the Dominators could be potentially good too?
It all depends on how early you want your power spike. If your goal is to clear all the P2s by like 20 minutes, sure. Absolutely. Having the second creep matters there. You can get something like an Alpha Wolf to help you, then a Purge creep. Or I know BSJ's biggest favorite creep ever is that Cobalt Geomancer, the movement speed creep.
Yeah.
He'll go clear small camps to low. So,
Below top lane, we have initiation now, and Rage is popped by Earth. It's going to be fine for the time being. Leo's not coming in. Drinkle hits a couple. Leshrac, one of those. Diabolic Edict, though, it's not going to be off cooldown for a couple more seconds. Meanwhile, SPG in the background goes down. The epicenter goes off, and down goes Leshrac. And now Ember Spirit joins the party, though, as he comes in with his remnants. But at what cost for him? He's in trouble all of a sudden as a boulder smash goes through, hits on Ursa. Down goes Ember Spirit, and down goes Ursa. MSS just got there simply a little too late. By the time he is full life, full mana, everyone in his team is dead. What a fight for DileCom.
Yeah, that was some weird miscommunication there. Like, the Ursa Blue was in rage on the initial initiation on him, so he came out of that okay, and he started backing up immediately, and then Envy just shotgunned everything into that.
Yeah.
He didn't do enough damage to clear it. I don't think they expected the steal and Edict from Zthok, because that Diabolic Edict just destroyed them in that team.
Oh, that's what he stole? Oh, that makes sense then. Yeah, that allowed Ruby to do plenty of damage throughout it. You see at the top lane, though, they don't want to go with this tower for ease, or with ease even. Now he has his Blink Dagger, but going to miss the initial Earth Shock and won't make their escape. So got the Blink Dagger ASAP. You see Axe is now attempting to work on his. Obviously, he went the Tranquil and the Vanguard before that, as we mentioned.
Yeah, he's extremely tanky, and he just needs to close up on that blink before they look for too many fights, but SVG, unfortunately, the sacrificial lamb of this team.
Well, he got the ward down, I guess. So that's
the ward down.
Positive. Maybe counter, though, unfortunately. We'll see. Puck. Okay, Puck with the hand of Midas first, but oh, and actually he's over killing Rose, and he'll get it. Yeah, he came down here, Dream Coil, and Leshrac just had to kind of run around the chicken with his head cut off there.
That is such a greedy Midas pickup.
It's working.
Yes.
Maybe. I mean, they're winning now. That's when it works, right?
Yeah. I mean, they are winning right now. Envy, though, did pick up the Veil, and you have the Blink on Ursa now, so I think it's up to NP to pick better fights at this point. You have more of the tools you need. SK's still 1,000 off of his Blink, so they're going to be a little while. But the ward coverage here from DileCom is just insane. 3 wards standing all in very good positions, and it's proving to be this huge problem when NP's trying to rotate.
Yeah. Yeah, I got their vision up right now. They definitely got a good side of that Radiant jungle and the side of the map in general really covered right here. So good to see for the side of DileCom, of course. And meanwhile, you got Puck now porting back to the middle lane. You were talking about the idea of the Veil, but the way he's saving up, it looks like that Blink Dagger is going to be rushed. I mean, obviously he went the Hand of Midas first. Still like to see the Veil?
I think I would, just because there aren't really BKB buyers on NP. While like Ursa will eventually get one, Axe could maybe get one 5th item, but until those BKBs actually come online or a pipe, then you need that extra magic damage. It's so much work.
Ember, Eternal Envy. Ooh, that was close right there. The combo from Earth Spirit almost connected, but he had the Remnant poured out. And
Look at Zthok's positioning here, hiding behind, like between the T1 and T2.
Yeah. Being a little crafty, he has that Diabolic Edict, gonna zone them out actually. That's a free tower, but it's almost like Leshrac is hurting them rather than helping them because he's still in that Diabolic Edict.
That definitely
using it
hurts.
against them a couple fights here. That's unfortunate. Okay, he's not actually, he's going bots, man. This is the full greed build. Midas and the bots.
So if you want to go this route, that's okay. Your Earth Spirit's not doing terribly. He's got Urn of Shadows already and some Tranquil Boots. He could look to go a Veil here. Your SK could look to go in after Blink. Well, you have a few people that could buy it here, but I definitely someone wants to pick it up on this team.
I'll see if anyone eventually does. Obviously, Ember Spirit has it for his own team here at the Villa Discord. Ursa, they're smoked up. They're roaming towards the bottom. Eternal Envy, the only one down here as this team makes his way over. Eventually setting up for some kind of big fight. The Shrine is ready to use, so you got to be careful if you're NP not to fight at that Shrine area. They are running in. Oh, and another smoke from DileCom here. Ooh, were they seen doing that? I mean, they do have they just placed a ward.
No, I don't believe they were actually seen from it, but they have to notice something's up. Yeah. Both of their lanes are pushing. DileCom's not ready.
Here we go. Van, he's charging in, barrel rolling, misses the combination, got the side top, puts out even disruption, puts him under. Meanwhile, the turn kill on a Juggernaut. Earth Spirit's gonna fall. The turn is real, baby. 4 Team NP. That's a 3 for nothing, making a 4 for nothing. And just as it was for DileCom earlier, this time it's NP's turn, and they're gonna absolutely wipe DileCom. A double kill for Owie 2000.
DileCom was not expecting the Blink on Axe. That was his Blink reveal, which is why they smoked up. He just picked that item up, and wow, did that pay off for them. 2 kills to start that fight off before DileCom could even react.
Yeah. Wow, that's a 5 for nothing right there, and that means that one team that got it is probably in a pretty good spot, as they most certainly are. Let's take a look at that graph. Yeah, look at that jump back up over 2,000 net worth now, just over 4,000 experience. So, well, they're pointing to the bottom lane. They're going to try to catch them right here. Danking has the blink. The boulder smash going to miss, and that will be the end of it.
Yeah, and they're showing off the escape now here too, so NP will be aware that that is now in play accordingly. The Jugs quick buy is interesting here. It looks like he's going to go for an S and Y as opposed to the Manta we usually see. Very odd item choice. I mean, it makes him fight a little bit better early. It's more of a run at you item than a Manta is, but it stops him from getting out of stuff like Earth Shock or dodging a Split Earth. There's a few different uses for it.
Yeah. Oh, Earth Spirit. They caught by that Split Earth. Edict gonna take him down a little bit, but that barrel roll, of course, will allow him to get away. Although Revenant, oh, you gotta be careful though. Eternal Envy into the shrine, and he's gonna be turned. That's not what you want.
That was so throwy. You had vision up there. You saw 4 heroes.
Yeah, he was tunnel vision. I think it's he saw the one hero. He didn't see the others.
SVG definitely gonna be a casualty here too, but they were making space for Owies. He does pick up the Roshan.
Okay, yeah, there's that. But down goes SVG as mentioned, and that's 2 free kills, really, for DileCom that they'll gladly accept. I feel like the Ursa Aegis, though, it's like inevitable, right? Like, it's going to happen, so it's not really that big of a deal.
Well, what you kind of do with it, though, is if you're DileCom, you have a very great team to fight around the Rosh Pit. Between Dream Coil and Epicenter and all the Earth Spirit shenanigans, there's so much damage you can put out into a circle that if you have good vision and you're in position to defend it, he can never really take it without risking his whole team.
There's a top tower up there. I like this pickup, by the way, the drums coming out for Leshrac. I always, especially with the meta right now, it feels like it's just so much action with the shrines and the movement and everything. An item like drums, I almost feel like it's somewhat underused. I feel like we don't see it too often.
The problem is it just, for most heroes, it costs too much for what it gives. You're spending a lot of money on something that is essentially just like a bad ult orb, for the most part.
Yeah.
But Leshrac really utilizes movement better than most heroes in just setting up Split Earths and moving around with Edict and Pulse Nova on without dying. Most of his damage he doesn't need to press buttons to do. And so getting that extra movement burst you can get from really can be the why he's been the one staple that we've seen pick it up over and over.
Ursa, the Desolator has been finished, and now, okay, he was looking at a Basher, but swapping it up to a BKB, which definitely would be strong here against Team DileCom. A little uncertain, perhaps, but yeah, the first sort of Desolator to follow up the Blink.
Yeah, it's an Owie special. He's done this a few different games. He loves Desolator early on Ursa because all of your Fury damage is physical, so the Deso really just ramps that up to be a disgusting amount. He's looking to extend his one-shot potential, where he can just press W, blink on someone, and kill you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of potential for it. Juggernaut does have the Alpha Wolf nearby, of course, with the Helmet of the Dominator, or the Haunted. Sounds a lot better with the Helmet of the Dominator. Middle lane push. They're going to try maybe. But Earth Spirit on the uphill. He is ready to collapse in if need be. Over here we see the Shrine area. Ursa keeping them busy. He has the Aegis, of course, so almost trying to bait them out, but not going to fall for it.
Yeah.
Instead, we see a fallback here.
NP's in a position where they can just start running. They've got all their core items. They have the base of what they want. And this is where you can just start applying pressure and make moves on DileCom. The only thing you have to be aware of is you can't get, like, 3-man burrowed, or you could die. But as long as they take fights safely, just put Owie in front with that Aegis, they should be free to sweep up most of the...
Yeah. Bottom lane. Now, Ever Spirit not here. Just, okay, he is going to port in. Here we go. Ban. Oh, Ban just melts right there. Puck. Gonna use the face shield, pulls him out for a little bit longer. There's a cover strike with the Epicenter. Those are enough damage for the kills. Ursa gonna try. Barely goes down, but he has the Aegis. The turn in favor of NP. Definitely working out for them. Down goes Sand King. And Puck, the sole survivor, some way, somehow, actually gets the kill onto Leshrac as well before he ultimately runs away right here. But man, yeah, that's exactly what you're saying, Z-Rock. That Desolator. Juggernaut died in what seemed like 2 or 3 hits, like half a second.
Yeah, just the disgusting amount of damage output really does so. And the BKB is just looking to make sure he can put those 6 hits off without getting CC'd. There's no BKB piercing disable rate on DileCom.
Oh my god, that was the thing of beauty. Why don't we see that more often? I feel like that's something we should see actually more. Oh, fast. He actually did get the kill, but in the background, though, Puck is still low. He went for the kill, and it's going to come at a cost for his life, most likely. Air Spirit goes down. There's the sleight of fist, and actually secures the kill, but now here to Lambie. He's going to try to make his way out. Disruption, putting him under. There's a remnant use, and he'll be fine. Shadow Demon, not so lucky, but hey, he's once again the sacrificial lamb, or maybe not. Hour 2000 coming back in a race off, and this is turn, baby. MSS is here as well. The spin's coming out. They got the one, the dunk right there for the second on the van, and now Z-Talk Rubik, he's wishing that they did not do this. He's like, oh, somebody save me. It ain't gonna happen.
This team is just so punished in their head. If they don't have to use disruption super defensively, if Axe can just say we're going and jump on someone, they just clear out DileCom so fast.
Yeah. I just put up the recap. Yeah, I guess technically that was a 5-man cleanup there by NP.
Well, and with the Leshrac on your team, you get the T3 out of this.
22 minutes in.
It's so insane. This hero, if you can get through his first 10 minutes, is so insanely filthy.
Yeah, and you know what? I think it's all Swin of Melons was the one that invented this for complexity. Everyone's following suit.
Complexity fanboy there?
Nah, just a little bit, all right? Is it showing? Is it showing?
Yeah.
All right, no. Yeah, it's, I mean, to be fair, they are one of the teams that have been using it routinely, and
yep.
Several more kind of popping up with it now.
No, definitely. I think it's showing its strength here, and with the way the game's being played, where it's so objective-oriented, where you just kind of 5-man up and run at people in the early game. Oh, hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on. Oh, never mind, we're done. Hold on, one quick sec.
I mean, in this game, Z-Talk should probably never get to his Blink Dagger. I don't think SK is going to see more than one more item. It's insanely hard for DileCom to come back from this position.
This is an upward battle now. I don't want to sound negative for NP by any means because they're looking very impressive, but is it fair to say that they have history of getting ahead early on and then maybe not necessarily finishing games?
I don't know about this far ahead and then not being able to finish. DileCom's lineup, as I said, being that single core lineup, doesn't really have great potential to come back from. No matter how long this game goes, no matter how long you stall this out, your rack's down already at 20 minutes, and it's going to be extremely hard for you to find traction. NP's lineup, while it doesn't have the best building hitters, it has that Leshrac, and that's really all you need. You can basically guarantee that you're going to clean up objectives after a one-team fight.
God, the BKB, you know, and Ursa, he's not only killing people so quickly, but now you can't even do anything about it. You just have to wait 10 seconds, try to kite him the best you can.
Well, and your 4-row Lesh has Drum's Pipe at 24 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
He's huge. Everybody on this team just has so much gold right now. And every bit of gold is going into defensive items so they can keep pressuring like this.
Well, they are good. They are good. NP is on the verge of trying to even finish the game early on. They're going to push the secondary tower now here in the middle lane to assist with that, but that is now all outer towers. Obviously, Shrine's now vulnerable, and here we go. Right to the Shrine. Always good to see teams do this, you know. I feel like some even still kind of forget. It's like, oh, that's right, we can kill the Shrines, but NP now, they're aware.
Well, there is a little bit of hidden synergy, by the way, in Aui's Desolator in the fact that it also amplifies Diabolic Edict. So when they do decide to go for towers, it is doing extra damage. And at this point, they could look just to walk uphill. There's no real way for DileCom to fight them. As I said, barring like a 3-man burrow strike with an epicenter behind it. I think in reality, Leo's getting super punished for this. He had a Veil, their chance of turning these fights around would be so much better. They almost picked Envy at the start of that 5-0 last fight. And had they been able to kill him with the Veil and just added that little bit of burst, that fight could have gone entirely differently.
There was hope for DileCom, and again, this is a 2-game series, so obviously, again, this one's not over yet, but this being the first one of this 2-game series. So we'll see DileCom and how they maybe can respond in the second game, depending on how this one finishes, but, oh, Earth Spirit trying to make a play on a Shadow Demon right there. Unfortunately, swing and a miss, and to run away from it. Juggernaut, like, keeping an eye on him. I mean, it's still, again, progressing here somewhat. He does actually eventually finish the Manta style, so he has another 2,300 gold saved up. Again, there was that hint that maybe he was looking to go full Saint Inyasha, but besides, it's better to do the Manta, just ultimately too strong. Hindsight, if you look at Puck, you mentioned the Hand of Midas and then the boss to follow, the very greedy build. Is there a little bit that's like, okay, maybe that was maybe too greedy, or really was it out of roll from that. I mean, that wasn't really the reason here.
I think that was entirely one of the main reasons for losing these team fights. Some of these fights have been extremely close, and they just didn't quite have the damage to close out on them. And if they had the Veil, that could change entirely.
Well, NP just gonna keep cleaning things up here. I mean, as far as their own jungles go, get some more farm. We got the Blade Melon Axe, the BKB now, Ember Spirit, of course the Veil. I've seen a couple of the whole idea of getting obviously the Octarine core, but then even a Radiance on Ember Spirit. Is that something that we should expect to see, you think?
It's definitely possible. Radiance is very good for a couple of different things. The miss chance is not to be underrated. The overall miss that it gives is still something substantial. It's really good to push out extra waves, and it stops blink daggers. That's probably the most useful thing about it. And so when you have a Sand King, a Blink, and soon to be a Rubik Blink, insanely good. All you gotta do is slight somewhere in the team fight, they get hit by a Radiance tick, and then they can't do anything. So very, very good to stop those. Been seeing some Embers side for the Maelstrom instead for a very similar idea. It's wave clear, it's good damage during slight. It can stop blinks if you bounce a lightning, but it's less reliable than the Radiance, but it comes at a half price.
Yeah. Leshrac Soul Booster finished. He's going to have a full-on Bloodstone. Seems like a pretty late Bloodstone, but you know what? Better late than never kind of deal, I guess. Yeah.
Well, and with the way Leshrac has to be positioned in fights, he's probably going to be the first or second one to die if anyone does die. And if he dies, that Bloodstone's going to pop them all back up. So much of DileCom's damage is AoE. The Puck, the Earth Spirit, and the Epicenter. So if you do die with the Bloodstone, you heal your team this filthy amount, and it's going to basically pop them up from every bit of damage DileCom has.
Yeah. Case tool. So again, they push the bottom set of racks down here. I guess not necessarily the set. They got the melee racks though at about 22 minutes into this game. So here we are approaching the 27-minute mark. There, it seems like they could be grouping up again to do yet another round, essentially round 2. Although Roshan should be up here in the very near future. So
yeah, that's probably what they're waiting. There's just no hurry
here
for them at this point. The game could go 80 minutes, and I still don't see how DileCom could win this.
Now, also, kind of previewing the next game a little bit, as again, there's still a game left here, but for the next game, if you're DileCom, this kind of ends the way as it's almost expected at this rate. This doesn't feel like a draft though, where it's like, oh, we need to ban that hero now. It's kind of a reaction ban. It's like it's nothing there. I mean, maybe the Ember Spirit, I guess, but they want to do that, so I don't know if they can react to anything necessarily. Yeah. Okay. I want to be AK like you. I want to be AK. I'm almost there. I broke 3,100 yesterday. Proud. Moving on up in the world. Dota 2. That's... yeah. It never ends. Alright, well, again, hopefully not much longer here for Mr. Rubik to come back. Apparently, he is actually coming back here, according to Leo's style. He's playing Dota 2, which is a game to be playing. Back into the game here. Yeah, this is Matt.
I'm excited for the infamous Freedom game, but I won't even be here to watch it. Those are two of my favorite though. They both play very impressive styles, and I'm super excited to see Freedom play the bigger stage, something where they're going against the NP DCs. They haven't gotten any of that competition 7.0 patch, and they haven't lost. I mean, they lost COD Dota League 2 days, but before that, they hadn't dropped the best of pretty much all patch.
Yeah, no, I have been casting them a little bit myself, you know, between the Pro Dota Cup and some other events that have been going on. I 100% agree with you. They're kind of the fun team for me to watch in this event, too, to see how they do. But, again, only one spot. Obviously, you have your bigger name teams such as NP and then Digital Chaos, of course. You got Complexity. So there are some big name teams here in this tournament. And only that one spot up for grabs. But, hey, you know, a team like Freedom, maybe not necessarily have this high expectation of ultimately winning the whole thing, but just doing very well, playing your game and at least competing with the best of them.
Mm-hmm.
There was a result yesterday. You mentioned Infamous. Doo-Wop actually beat them 2-0 yesterday.
Doo-Wop is on fire. Doo-Wop 3-0'd Freedom on Monday.
Okay. They're the one that beat them?
They handily beat them, like 3 best-of-5 series. So they're looking insanely good right now. And some veterans on that team. You know, players that have played in TI, very major tournaments on teams. So they have the knowledge. They just find the way to make their team click. And I think they're getting really close.
Ooh, middle lane. Puck, he's finding some action. He's going to face shift, do a blink dagger, and he'll be fine. Got a little curious right there. Almost got caught. Yeah, you look at this bottom first tower even still being up for NP. 27 minutes here. Usually means the other team, it's not a good sign for them, so. I will say NP again, NP in the DC matchup yesterday, watching that series, that first game that NP ended up winning, they were actually down by quite a bit too against the very early push of DC, but not to necessarily compare the games because they are kind of different as you're getting at earlier.
NP has a history of that though. I mean, I think as you mentioned them being ahead and not being able to close the game out, I think there's been just as many games they've been stuck in their base from 20 minutes and still managed to win. Yeah. They're a team that is very, very composed. They don't really seem to tilt, barring Envy sometimes just running in, getting a little bloodthirst, but as a whole their team's very composed. They seem to make good decisions even when they're on the back foot, and you know, kind of look for their ways to win games that maybe they shouldn't.
Ember gonna put the remnant down. Ember with the team, and again, when we talked about the Roshan, he's up, so wonder if NP's gonna scout that up here. I mean, no vision in that area for either team. But MP maybe insisting on they're just going to pop the shrine, get a little bit of mana back, and just go to the bottom lane. Maybe try to get a pick down here, and it could be very possible they're wanting somewhat, not necessarily blindly, as MSS with the Invid's going to jump up, and that should be a dead Juggernaut. Indeed, yep, he'll go down. He does not have a buyback, actually. He just bought his Diffusal Blade.
A really unfortunate thing on that. That should mean the Roshan, or maybe even just tier 3 pressure. Their lanes aren't really in a good spot to do that though. It's going to take about 40 seconds for that middle creep wave to actually get to base. Aui's already on Rosh. Wow.
Yeah, so what am I thinking? The whole team doesn't even need to be there. It's just Ursa. So he'll take care of business. So he's got his Basher now, Abyssal Blade in the works, and no, and Aegis on top of that. Oh, are they going to catch Buck here? Man, Ember Spirit was trying to cut him off, but I guess it's not a whole lot. Okay, maybe there is. He has the Yols and he stops the TP.
He missed the chains though. He fogged himself on the chains.
Whoa, he's dodging, man. Or one way, blink the other way.
No, that was actually a minor Envy mistake. There's a really weird fog line on this tree, and Envy accidentally walked right behind it. Wasn't envisioned for the chains. But, you know, this is the joy of having a Leshrac. He just went and took the shrine by himself.
That's true. Upside down Bulk Edict, and all of a sudden it's dead. So yeah, he has that Bloodstone now. He's almost level 15 as well. I don't know if there's a talent, a magic resistance, or 400 mana even. That'll be nice. Advantage double. See what he decides to go for there. Bottom lane. Nope, a lot of Blink Daggers being used, but the Falcon will make the escape. And there's that Maelstrom as you were talking about by Ember Spirit here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see this way more often than the Radiance. The Radiance was kind of a... Somebody came up, it was almost a meme build, and then it became a thing. But Maelstrom does a very similar task at half the price. It's a lot easier to pick up and continue on. The big thing with Ember is you want an Octarine by 25.
Yeah. Bottom lane, they finish off the ranged racks and not deciding where they want to go from there. Almost like they want to go through the face in the middle, but gonna perhaps push the lane back up first instead. I figure though DileCom really has one more fight left in them though. If it doesn't go their way, then this game's gonna be over. If it does, then maybe there's a chance of a comeback crawl here.
Maybe Puck will buy a Veil with the 47 he has saved up.
Possible. Oh, Ember.
They're looking for Envy though.
Oh, a kill? Yeah, this should be a kill.
He has a remnant too. He's out.
God, that's a powerful item on that hero to get away. And meanwhile, here comes the point out like, hey, remember us bitches? Down goes Danking. Well, maybe. Okay, Burrow Strike ain't gonna be enough though. He will go down. Phase shift, not gonna save Puck for the time being. Disruption putting him under, and he will manage to actually escape right there. Or somebody trying to make the escape. The veil put on him, and then back comes Ember Spirit. Secured. A 2-0 there. RNP. It all started them trying to gank the Ember.
It wasn't a bad idea from DileCom. They needed to try to get something done, and they kind of took the Hail Mary to go for it. Losing this, they should lose their tier though, and should pretty much close out the game here. but it was close. Ember got away with 46 health.
Yeah, no, that would have been a very, not a very big kill, but it would have been a very solid kill for Team DileCom.
Curious as to why Envy let it get that close, though. The stuns broke for a while, and he had some time, but he was silenced. You can Yules yourself when you're silenced.
True.
Not sure if he was actually baiting it out that close, or if he just kind of forgot he had a Yules for a minute.
Lapse, yeah. That's possible. The best of them happens to them, and now he's like, all right, Rubik, I pick you. You're dead.
He got 3-shot.
And
Literally
nobody.
3-shot.
Yes, he did. That was a literal 3-shot indeed. Ursa. Okay, the illusion's almost tearing him down. Now he has an Aegis, so I figure he might as well actually purpose that. Yeah. Says, all right, fine. I'm going to go back with full life and full mana. That Diabolic Edict. The pipe is popped by Leshrac. And he's going to push in the racks right here. So Team DileCom just doing everything they can, which isn't a whole lot, frankly, in terms of trying to hold off this push. But in goes Eternal Envy. And now we see Rose trying to follow it up. Splitters connects. Her Spirit going to survive with the 4-staff away. But the racks falling in the meantime. This should all but do it here in favor of Team NP. Game number 1. You just see the Dream Call used, but Eternal Envy in the background getting another pick. For remedying out real quickly. Puck, yep, he's dead, and let's do those GGs.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
No,
Damn, I was hoping they
DileCom
would
just
do
wants
it.
to enjoy their few more real game.
Real game. Middle lane, all right. There we go.
There it is. So we'll clean up game 1 in NP's favor in 33 minutes. We do have a second game as these are best of 2.
Yes, we do. So once again, guys, obviously we had those technical issues at the beginning, but looks like we got them figured out, at least on our end. Hopefully the match would get things started here very quickly because we did have a delayed start with this